we are back on Our Veterans Voice Radio Show and Ralph Nathan Oko. This is part 2, Ralph.
Part 2, third period in a game of 4 quarters.
There you go.
Anyway, we have Sidney McKay from the Indian River Sheriff's Department. We're discussing scams, phone, email, mail, U.S. Post Office mail, and so on. Now, you mentioned, and we put everybody kind of on a mantle hold, trying to solicit the military personnel, active and or retired. Have you, number one, how are they doing that? But the other is, have you found, is there any kind of a trend? Are they trying to find active personnel that are in 20s and 30s or 40s? Or are they going after retired, non-active personnel that are 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and maybe in a different personality mode? Let's put it that way.
Well, but they're impersonating service members to you and I. So they're soliciting that goodwill that we have towards our service members,
Right.
and they'll impersonate someone who is active duty, whether they're grabbing random images from social media and then giving them an entirely new name, backstory, all of that. They can grab someone who's a Marine in California, pretend like they are here in Florida. Then when it comes time to meet, they're deployed. And then while they're overseas, they need money. And of course, you want to support our troops. So, okay, I'll send you something. And then all of a sudden, oh, my commander won't let me come home. I'm so sick of this. I don't want to do this anymore. But they're not letting me leave. Can you send money for a flight? So many of us would immediately recognize that as AWOL, which is highly frowned upon in the military.
Yeah.
Very
that's
highly.
That's a big deal.
Very highly frowned upon. But some people that don't have military family, any military experience, or friends that would be able to, they would know that that's not correct, they send that money. They impersonate celebrities. I know we were kind of talking about that earlier off the air. The country singers, actors, actresses, they'll impersonate them or their fan clubs. And then they need money. They're going to come see you, but they need fuel for their jet. Sandra Bullock does not need your $1,500 for jet fuel. She's perfectly fine.
$1,500 for jet fuel
Yep.
will give them about 30 seconds worth of airtime.
Right,
That
that's what
too.
I'm thinking. And she's making like 15, 20 million a picture.
movie.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean,
Yeah.
so she doesn't need
Yeah.
my $20.
But
Okay.
they feed on emotions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, but are they programmed, the bad guys I'm talking about, are they programmed or they know by the voice or who they're talking to? Are they targeting male or female? Are they targeting a particular, in addition to gender, a particular age group? Who's more or less vulnerable that they know who it is, the vulnerability factor? Do they know are they that sophisticated or not yet?
I know what everyone's going to be saying at home, going, they're targeting the elderly, they're targeting the elderly. In the Treasure Coast area, which is a very heavy retirement community, the highest rising in the month of July for the Treasure Coast is the age range of 40 to 49.
Wow.
And the
Wow.
That's almost a
second,
peak
70 to
period.
79.
Opposites.
Yep. So honestly, it's really everybody. Our
Yeah,
elderly gets
yeah.
hit for higher amounts
Yeah.
because retirement accounts
Right.
and generally a little bit better off. And then our youth is being targeted with their kind of media illiteracy, that they don't necessarily know what to give out and what not to give out. So student loans are being taken out in their names. So our younger to kind of middle-aged, what they're fishing for is personal information. So they're going to want your banking information, your PIN, which I cannot stress enough. Please don't give your PIN out to anybody. That is basically your signature, and the bank security is not going to give you money back if you gave your PIN to somebody, whether they're impersonating them or not.
Okay, I have a list, so this is Ralph testing Sydney.
Oh, right.
What are the scammers, the bad guys? What are the triggers that we innocent people should be on the lookout that the scammers are asking for or saying or doing that automatically should be a cactus bat hitting on the head, telling us, hey, dumbass, don't fall for it.
So a lot of personal information. So
Like-
kind of going back to the relationship scams, as they're getting to know you, if they're not impersonating a service member or impersonating somebody else and trying to get money, they may shimmy in, start asking some questions that it's not going to be back to back because, again, they're playing the long game here. But where did you grow up? What was your first car? What was your first pet's name? And we all know that those questions have in common
Yeah.
security questions.
Yep. They are,
They're
yeah.
second
So-
to PIN numbers.
Exactly. So that's how they're going to be able to get into things.
So they mooch into your emotional, personal life.
Exactly. Or they are threatening, which they will say if they're impersonating law enforcement or government agencies, immigration is on the rise, especially with the news and everything going on. They're definitely leeching onto that and taking advantage of people's fears with that. And if you hang up with me, you're currently under cellular arrest. And if you hang up, there will be someone at your door arresting you. No, they're not.
I want to say,
We
okay,
don't-
I hope they have a warrant when they knock on my door because then I'll know it's legitimate.
That's
That's it.
That's what we do.
I said that to someone on the phone, and I'm like, okay, so then you have my name spelled right on that warrant that you're going to bring.
Yep.
And they hung up.
Tell them I said hi.
Now, do
Yeah.
you recommend that people say, well, come on over and arrest me? I got a double gauge shotgun on the outside of my door. Do you think that that's going to deter the bad guys, or they could really don't give a damn? They're not afraid of that.
They're not
gonna
coming.
like- they're not coming.
They're
That's
not
the
coming.
point.
Yeah,
And-
How
say
do
it.
we convince our listeners who are good, hardworking, saving, innocent people? How do we help them detect this? Like automatically, like don't. It's like, hey, everybody. Here's what I suggest: moisten your index finger and
Yep.
stick it in the socket instead
Right.
of your light. Well, no, I'll get electrocuted. What can we do to help them so they don't stick their finger in that socket? How do we
Someone
do that?
calls and impersonates law enforcement saying that there's a warrant out for your arrest or they need money for a pre-bond, then no, I refuse to do that. I'll go to the sheriff's office myself. They're going to try and talk you out of doing that, which would be the correct thing to do. If you've got a warrant, go turn yourself in.
Right. Yeah.
Because we know our nosy neighbors will be talking about it for weeks. But
yeah.
call their bluff.
Yeah.
Absolutely call their bluff.
Yeah.
And if it's actually your bank or if it is law enforcement calling, we're not going to be upset if you're questioning that.
You know,
Call back through, ask for me, and I'll give you a round of applause and and say you're keeping yourself safe.
Okay, now I
And so
read
will
a
banks.
story where this was going on for a little while, and the bad guy, in this case, was a man, and the good guy was a woman, and they arranged to meet in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven, and the woman did kind of suspect. So she did call local authorities, and the local authorities were there waiting, and dumbass bad guy showed up.
All right.
But do you encourage that?
Oh, absolutely. We are foaming at the mouth for someone who's stateside that we can actually get. So that would be wonderful.
But what if the bad guy shows up before the law enforcement shows up? Now you got the good guy and possible jeopardizing themselves. I'm playing the devil's advocate.
If you're the good guy, I wouldldn't show up.
Right.
Or
Just let the
wait
sheriff show up.
super far.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're not going to be seen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where you're not going to be seen. But
Yeah.
honestly, my recommendation is
Don't
don't show up.
Yeah.
Don't show up.
At the point is, we don't want to put ourselves in an additional victim
Exactly.
circumstance.
Right. So you
Yeah.
would just tell them then this is what happened. I told him I was going to be here at 2275, Maple Street or whatever. And then the police would show up and you never would.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm in a collectibles business. Everybody on our listeners know that. And one of the things I always tell is I explain to them, okay, you live in Hope Sound, and I'm in Vero Beach, and I just spilled my coffee. And do you have some napkins? Cindy, this is live, ladies and gentlemen. I need some napkins, a Kleenex. Thank you. Anyway, so what I found to be a very, very important thing is the first thing I would say, people, is look, I understand if you don't want to meet me because you really don't know who I am. My suggestion is name the police department or the library or the hospital lobby, someplace where it's public the public is there, so you don't have to worry. I'm wearing khaki shorts and a blue shirt, and I'm 81 years old. I got a mustache and balding. So I'm trying to make them feel comfortable. And if you look at my vehicle, here's the kind of vehicle I'm driving. So do you recommend for the good guys to in any way try to engage in physical confrontation with the bad guys?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That was a negative.
Leave that up to law enforcement, please.
Yeah.
If they're trying to set up an in-person meet, then do the same thing back to them. Keep them on the line. Contact local law enforcement. Let them know what's going on. One of the deputies or city police, if you're within the city limits, will give you a call, and they will let you know what they have available and what to do. Because every department's going to have a different procedure for how they would want to move forward with this. But just listen to what law enforcement is telling you. They may want you to meet, if the person is adamant that they want to meet over at Hobart Park. Let the deputy know that, and they may request to meet with you first, law enforcement, and have that person on speakerphone and see where they're trying to coordinate it, and then make sure you're going together so that you're never alone, and then you can just stay in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's just kind of a guess on how some of this would go. It's not cut or dry. It's situational.
Okay, we need to take a break, so I want to throw a question out to leave everybody hanging again.
All right.
And
Game
that
of
is,
Thrones.
Some of the people I've spoken to, and male or female, macho, oh, I'm smarter than dumbasses, the bad guys. Yeah. Let me play around with them, and let me see, I'm going to get the better of them. Mm-hmm. We'll be right back, everybody. This is our Veterans Voice Radio.
Dr. Tim Ioannidis at Treasure Coast Dermatology. At Treasure Coast Dermatology, we believe in the prevention and early detection of skin cancer. We are medical doctors, and we focus on the medical aspects of dermatology. You don't need a sales pitch for Botox, collagen, or wrinkle creams. You need a doctor that cares about you and the health of your skin. We feel by not trying to do too much, we can do more for our patients.
Call toll-free 877-870-DERM. That's 877-870-3376.
Meet Norma Howell, patient of Florida Eye Institute.
My sight to me is top priority because you lose your sight, you lose all of your independence. And so with me, it was scary. After meeting Dr. Shoemate, I had a joy. I knew I was going to be okay. My life is just 100+%.
Are you ready to experience truly exceptional patient care? Florida Eye Institute.
Hey, did you hear the latest about our Florida Highwomen?
No, what?
There's a Highwomen Art Gallery in Vero Beach.
Really? Where?
1872 Commerce Avenue.
Wow, when's it open?
7 days a week. Call 954-557-6226 for an appointment anytime.
No kidding?
Just call for your appointment, 954-557-6226, and then go to 1872 Commerce Avenue.
Wow, that's good news.
Welcome back to our Veterans Voice Radio Show and Ralph Nathan Elko.
And before we continue our conversation with Sidney McKay from the Indian River Sheriff's Office, I want to toss out a big hello. Chadley, Chadley. Chadley is a veteran, and Chadley comes from a military family. His great-grandfather was in the Civil War.
Wow.
His grandfather was in the military. His father was in the military. And Chadley, who's probably around my age, no, I'm younger. I'm 81. He was probably older. But Chadley, it was a real pleasure to talk to you. You were an honest, wonderful and I enjoyed our conversation. And thank you for your service. And thank you for giving me this information so we can tell everybody out there, Chadley and your entire family, God bless you for your service and for being in a position to have people like me. I'm using my right hand. I'm putting it over my left lapel, over my heart, where the American flag is. Thanks to you, I can wear that flag. So, Sydney, this is the last quarter. We're winning the game. And the last couple of minutes we will need for, we have a rather somewhat extensive list, unfortunately, of for the honor roll. So let's scare people. How can you, Sydney, hit them in the face on the phone, in the radio, kind of putting them on the alert to not to be necessarily curious or jump to conclusions? How can they always remember, wait a minute, Sydney told me not to do that.
Yes.
What can you do?
Yeah.
I'll reiterate what I said in the
Please.
beginning.
That's what I was hoping you would do.
If it sounds too good to be true, it is. If someone is pressuring you or putting fear into you on the phone, it's more than likely a scam. Stop and think what they're trying to do. Law enforcement terms, they call it the OODA loop, which is your emotional intelligence and your intellectual intelligence. If one goes up, the other goes down. Most of us are sitting pretty even, but when something emotional happens, and that's for every single one of us, law enforcement gets trained out of that if something emotional or stressful happens, that they still maintain their intelligent, rational thinking. But for most of us, that's not how it works, and that's just basic psychology. And what the scammers are trying to do when they get your emotions up, so pretending to be your grandchild or a family member who's in trouble, or you're in trouble, anything, your money's in trouble, your ICE is out in Texas and they found your information on a drug bust and they're going to come arrest you on federal warrants if you don't put all of your money into the Bitcoin machine at the BP located at...
Well, you know what? I want to interrupt that laugh because I'm laughing with you. Is if they're going to arrest you, they're going to come and do it. They're not going to call you on the phone and say, we're going to be there in 15 minutes.
No, we don't give a heads up.
Right. I mean, that's the funny thing about it, because it's like you're going to run and hide if that's the truth.
But
right?
so many people who've never been in trouble, never had to think about that.
Because they don't think like that.
Yeah, they don't think like that. And why would you? And it's a really unfortunate period in time where we do have to think like that. But always try to think rationally. Stop and think. Make yourself scam proof. Freeze your credit. Have reliable contacts available to you if you're scared, if you're concerned, if you're not sure if something's going on. Have someone that you know you can call. 2 or 3 people. With your bank, have your local banker or your bank manager's card and their number available, or call the number on the back of the card. If you, wherever you live, if you're moving or if you don't know now, figure out what your local law enforcement is. If you're within the county, have the non-emergency number ready and available so you don't even have to think about it. It's just a number that you can look real quick and be done. Or if it's the city limits, have those numbers ready and available. If you don't have that or you're not sure, call 911. It's not misuse of 911 if you actually have an issue. Yeah. The misuse of 911 is someone pulled over on the side of the road by actual law enforcement and they're mad because of the cop's attitude, calling 911 and saying that they're in an emergency. Like, law enforcement's already there. Or like someone consistently calling over and over and over with no emergency.
Yeah, and like you said, Sydney, also the 911 goes directly to whatever the locale is.
Right.
Yeah, it's based off of your your cell phone tower.
And they're based on satellites.
Yes. And you may hit, like from right here, we're kind of on the cusp of the county and the city.
Yeah.
If you let them know where you are, they'll transfer you to the correct agency. So never worry about that. You're not bothering 911. And I can tell you this as a veteran dispatcher after 10 and a half years.
You are
there was
on the
never,
phone receiving those calls.
Exactly. So someone in an actual crisis, never upsetting. I would never get upset with someone calling 911 when they're actually fearful. They've got someone on the phone threatening them. That's a valid emergency.
Yeah.
If it's an emergency to you.
Are you the dispatcher and you're being trained? Are you being trained not just about the specific call emergency reason, but are you also trained to read the language, the vocal, the emotions, the psyche?
Background noises. That's really what they're listening for. I can't say we anymore because I'm not in that room anymore. But what I trained people, listen to the unsaid words. So someone could be standing there, and there's obviously a difference between, "Oh no, I'm fine," and "No, I'm fine. It's okay." We're trained
so you
to
read
hear that.
psychologically.
Yes.
With the wording.
Exactly.
And the sounds. Okay.
And resources that are available. And if there's something, because when you think you've heard it all, is when the call comes in.
That you haven't.
What?
Yeah.
So there's law enforcement supervisors that are available to give you a call back as soon as possible. It's not always guaranteed that it's going to be within 5 minutes because, as we know, emergencies can happen. There's a huge structure fire and the supervisor is right next to it. They're not going to be able to step out and give you a call right away. But don't meet these people, especially without law enforcement.
Yeah.
Either hold them off or let them go. If they're dumb enough to be in person and be able to be caught at some point, they're gonna do it again.
Correct.
So criminals are not always the most intelligent bunch.
But sometimes they're not the dumbest either.
Yeah. No,
sometimes they may be extremely intelligent.
Sometimes
That's
they
the
are,
fear I
and those
have.
are a lot of times ones that we unfortunately can't get until they trip up and do something silly. I had one who I had absolutely nothing. I had a name, but I didn't have anything else. And I had a thought of who it was, where he was, but then he rented a car, and I got him on video, and I got him. So
there you
Sydney,
go.
thank you so much.
Yes.
Hopefully out there, please listen. Use your intelligence before you use your emotions. But if when in doubt, the expression is, when in doubt, don't.
Don't,
If
yes.
you're not sure, don't. If you have a question, don't. But the main thing is keep your private information private. At this point, Susan, we love you.
Jeff Cook, Navy, Cuban Missile Crisis.
Colonel Thomas A. Stout, Sr., Air Force.
Samuel Richard Duncan, Air Force.
Peter William Crane, National Guard.
John Samuel Sam Evans, Coast Guard.
Stanley D. Klein, Navy, Suez Canal Crisis.
John Jack F. Lowry III, Army.
Gary Wayne Green, Army.
James S. Reed, Air Force.
Patrick Joseph Donovan III, Army National Guard.
Daniel L. LeBlond, Navy.
William Normal Temple, Sr., Marine Corps.
John Stephen Doane, Army.
Senator Lindsey Graham, Colonel, Air Force. And all of our other fallen heroes. Thank you for your service. We proudly salute you. From our hearts, rest in peace forever.